was young and so were you, and time stood still, and love was all we knew. You were the first, so was I. We made love and then you cried. Remember when? Remember when we vowed the vows and walked the walk, gave our hearts, made the start. It was hard, we lived and learned life through curves. There was joy, there was hurt. Remember when? Remember when old ones died and new were born, and life was changed, disassembled, rearranged. We came together, fell apart, and broke each other's hearts. Remember when? Remember when 30 seemed so old? Now looking back, it's just a stepping stone to where we are, where we've been. Said we'd do it all again. Remember when? Remember when we said, when we turn gray, when the children grow up and move away, we won't be sad, we'll be glad for all the life we've had, and we'll remember when. Remember when? Remember when? Remember when? You may think that I'm talking foolish. You heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I'm feeling for you always will be. You're not this time that I'm kidding, and I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours till the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever and ever, I never, amen. They say that time takes its toll on a body, makes the young girl's brown hair turn gray. But honey, I don't care, I'm not in love with your hair. And if it all fell out, well, I'd love you anyway. They say that time can play tricks on a memory, and people forget things that they knew. But it's easy to see, it's happening to me. I've already forgotten every woman but you. Oh baby, just listen to how this song ends. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside, there was something going on. Yeah. You do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart, we got something going on. Yeah. Tender love is blind, it requires a dedication. All this love we feel needs no conversation. We ride it together, making love with each other. Islands in a stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. I can't live without you if the love was gone. Everything is nothing if you got no one. And you did walk into night, slowly losing sight of the real thing. But that won't happen to us, and we got no doubt. Too deep in love and we got no way out. And the message is clear, this could be the year for the real thing. No more will you cry, baby, I will hurt you never. Starting and just wanting love forever. We can ride it together, making love with each other. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world and we rely on each other. From one lover to another. Yeah, yeah. Come sail away, sail away with me.
Yeah, we got so much rubbing on the man, thanks so much. We gotta turn it on to my sound. Woo! We go. We so together. Woo!
Ways I didn't love you quite as often as I would have. Ways I didn't treat you quite as good as I would have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blinded. You were Alizé on my mind. You were Alizé on my mind. Maze I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. And I guess past I never told you. I'm so happy that you remind little things I would have said and done. I just never took the time. And you were Alizé on my mind. You were Alizé on my mind. Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died, and give me one more chance to keep you sated. Ooh, keep you sated. Little things I would have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were Alice's eyes on my mind. You were Alice on my mind. You were Alice on my mind. You love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and I love you so.
My dreams fulfilled.
For my darling, I love you, and I always will.
Love me tender,
love me long, take me to for it's there
Love me tender, love me sweet, love me tender, 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 oh, love me tender, love me tender, love me tender, love me tender, love me
There's a guitar in the attic, under dust and dreams, with broken strings and faded seams. Its body's bruised, its frets are worn, its pickguard cracked, its case long torn. But every scar upon that wood still sings a song if listened good. It's been through hands of joy and pain, and waits to speak when touched again. It first was strummed by a farmer's son back in the spring of '41. He carved his name into the side and played for Mary every Friday night. He joined the war, left it behind. She kept it safe when he died in a ride. Her tears dried slow, but she held on till her hair turned silver and her voice was gone. Oh, this guitar knows more than most, love and loss and silent ghosts. It hums when no one's in the room, like echoes trapped in hardwood tunes, forgotten now behind old trunks, but once it spoke through country strums. Their daughter took it when she turned 16, wrote songs of heartbreak and faded jeans. She hitchhiked west with stars in sight, sang at bars through smoky nights. But fame ran dry and money too. She pawned the case, kept just a shoe. She mailed it home with a wrinkled note. I chased the world, it didn't flow. Then came the boy with restless eyes, the grandson born with his granddad's fire. He tuned it up though frets were dead, played Dylan songs in the tool shed. He screamed at fate, he broke some strings, then fell in love with finer things. He left it there one August day and never came back to that place. Yeah, this guitar seen dreams take flight, watch them crash in morning light. It's known the thrill of first hello and the ache of letting go. It sleeps now in a box of dust, but it remembers all of us. Maybe one day some child will climb the attic steps and shift through time. We'll find this ghost with strings of gold and strum a song that won't grow. They'll ask whose hands once made this sing, and they'll feel tears without a string. For music lives where words can't reach, and frets and wood it still guitar. I was born in a boxcar under southern skies. Mama cried soft till the morning light. Never knew my daddy, just the sound of steel and the smell of coal and a hunger reel. By 10 I knew how to ride alone, stealing apples, carving stone. The whistle called like a siren song, and I've been running ever since that dawn. I met Marie in El Paso rain. She wore a red dress and no last name. We danced beneath a freight yard moon. She said, "Don't stay long, I leave soon." I gave her poems I'd never wrote. She gave me whiskey and a denim coat. She left at dawn on a westbound train. Never saw that girl again. Iron tracks and hollow dreams, ghost towns passing dusty streets. I never stayed, I never fought. For every home some man gets caught. But the wind still hums through rusty beams of iron tracks and hollow dreams. And I've worked in mines, laid bricks in June, slept by fires and harvest moons, played my songs on corner streets, swapped lies for coins and canned beans to eat. Saw the Rockies dressed in snow, fell in love in Idaho. But love don't last for men like me. It fades like smoke off a passing steam. Iron tracks and hollow dreams, scars don't heal, they just grow deep. She wrote once, "I hope you find some peace." But peace don't ride on worn out seats, just a bad, a tune, and ripped up jeans. And I learned tracks and hollow dreams. Some folks think freedom's gold, but truth is colder when you're old. I'd trade these rails, songs, and fame for one porch light and a steady name. Now my hair's gone gray like winter ash. My boots talk back with every lash, but I still chase the sound of steel. That rumbling hymn I'll always feel. Left my home when I turned 23, with a pack on my back and a restless dream. Mama cried, said, "Boy, don't go too far." But the world kept calling from a worn out car. I've slept in fields and cheap motels, wrote my name in dirt and wishing wells, played old tunes in roadside bars, chasing stories under stranger stars. Met a drifter in El Paso town, was a girl in Jackson, sweet as spring. Left her crying with a silver ring. Said you love the road more than you love me. I said it ain't love, it's just how I breathe. I've seen the Rockies kiss the sky and heard the coyotes midnight cry. But every view, no matter how wide, still leaves a lonesome space inside. Nowhere bound, I ain't looking back. Got a worn out hat and a guitar strap. No house to paint, no bills to pay, just the sound of wheels and the break of day. Don't need a throne or a hometown crown, 'cause I'm nowhere bound. Maybe one day when the wheels fall off and the fire in my bones begins to stop, I'll find a Porsche with a view and peace. But until then, I chase what I can't keep. Nowhere bound with the sky so wide and the voice of freedom riding by my side. No promises, no chains, no ground, just me and the wind. Nowhere bound, yeah, just me and the wind. Nowhere bound. If you ever hear a song in the night, that's just my soul still taking flight. The city lights have lost their glow. I've seen too much and I've let it show. The noise is loud, but the silence loud too. And I've been wondering what to do. I've walked these streets 1,000 times, but they don't feel like home, no matter the climb. I've traded love for silver and gold, but in the end, all I got was cold. When the road gets heavy and the night's too long, I'll find my way back where I belong, where the air is clear and the heart is true. Back to the fields and the sky's so blue. When the road gets heavy, I'll go where I'm free, back to the place where I can just be me. I remember a time when life was kind, when the world was ours, you were mine. We used to dance under the moon's soft light, but that was before the world took the fight. Now the bar's my home, but it don't feel right. The whiskey can't cure the empty nights. I've spent too many years running away from the truth that I can't escape today. When the road gets heavy and the night's too long, I'll find my way back where I belong, where the air is clear and the heart is true. Back to the fields and the sky's so blue. When the road gets heavy, I'll go where I'm free, back to the place where I can just be me. I've seen the world, but it didn't heal the wounds I carry, the things I feel. But in the quiet of the morning sun, I know my journey pack my bag, I leave it behind. The city's gone, and I'm not blind. The open road is calling me home, to the land where the heart can roam. When the road gets heavy and the night's too long, I'll find my way back where I belong, where the air is clear and the heart is true. Back to the fields and the sky so blue. When the road gets heavy, left Amarillo with a full tank and a scar, a torn up map and an out of tune guitar. No goodbyes, no rear view looks, just dust and ghosts and unpaid books. I've chased the wind, crossed desert lines, traded sleep for neon signs, played for tips in backroom bars, slept beneath a bed of stars. There's dust on the highway and fire in my chest, a heart that won't settle, a soul without rest. No woman waits, no name to claim, just the road and a runaway flame. I ain't lost, I just don't stay too long in places love decay. Met a girl in Baton Rouge, she poured whiskey with a smile that bruised, said I looked like someone gone. I said, aren't we all before too long? She asked if I'd be back next fall. I tipped my hat and said, that's all. I've learned not to promise rain when the sky is bone and full of pain. There's dust on the highway and smoke in my lungs, 1,000 miles between old songs. No home address, no wedding band, just a coin flip life in a borrowed van. I ain't running from, I'm running through the places where the lost pass through. Some folks build, some folks roam, some plant roots, some die alone. Me, I'm just the in-between, a man who's seen what can't be seen. Stopped once near old Giant, saw a boy fly kites with his old man. For a second, I nearly stayed, but second thoughts don't ever pay. Now the gas is low, the night is black, the radio shot, no road to track. But I ain't scared of being alone. Some souls were carved from gravel and bone. There's dust on the highway, it covers me whole, but I'd rather dust than chains on my soul. No strings to tie, no lies to mend, just a song I hum until the end. When I'm gone, don't dig no grave, just scatter me on the interstate. So let the thunder roll and the taillights fade. Some men live and some just ride away.
Woke up with the sun boots on the floor, Coffee in a tin cup, swinging that screen door. Trucks rolling by on that old gravel road, where memories live and the stories are told. Take me back to Tennessee, where the fields run wide and the soul runs free. Picking on a 6-string 'neath the old oak tree. That's the only place I wanna be. Back to Tennessee. Grandpa's hat still hangs on the wall, Mama's voice echoing down the hall. That front porch light still burning bright, calling me home every long hard night. Take me back to Tennessee, where the hearts are kind and the roots run deep, where Friday nights mean friends and peace. That's the only place that feels like me. Back to Tennessee. I've seen the bright lights, I've chased the dream, but nothing beats the sound of a mountain stream and the whispering wind through the sycamore trees, singing me home to where I'm meant to be. Final back to Tennessee, where the sky meets land in harmony, where love and time move patiently. Yeah, that's the only place I'm truly free. Back to Tennessee. City lights couldn't hold my soul. I traded dreams for silver and gold, but the streets got crowded, the nights grew cold, and I found myself lost in a life untold. I packed my bags, left it all behind, took a step toward where the stars still shine. The road is long, but I know the way back to the land where my heart can stay. I'm going back to the heartland, where the rivers run clear and the wind still stands, where the tall pines grow and the wildflowers bloom, where the world moves slow and the stars light the room. I'm coming home, I'll find my way back to the heartland where I'll stay. There's an old house with a front porch swing and a mailbox with my name waiting in spring. The dirt road leads to a simpler life where I can mend my heart, start over right. I'm going back to the heartland, where the rivers run clear and the wind still stands, where the tall pines grow and the wildflowers bloom, where the world moves slow and time to leave it all behind. I can hear the sound of the creek in the night, feel the warmth of the campfire light. The simple things are what I've missed, and now I know what true love is. I'm going back to the heartland, where the rivers run clear and the wind still stands, where the tall pines grow and the wildflowers bloom, where the world moves slow and the stars light the room. I'm coming home, I'll find my way back to the heartland, where I'll stay. Back to the heartland, where I'm free, where the land's at peace, so is me. Back to the heartland, with a brand new plan. It's time to take a stand. Back to the heartland, where I There's a diner on Main where we used to sit, 2 cups of coffee and dreams that never quit. Now it's boarded up and covered in dust, like the promises we made but couldn't trust. The church bell still rings on Sunday morning, but no one's left to keep it warm. The choir's gone, the pews are bare, and you ain't walked these streets in years. The paint is peeled, the neon's dim, and every road still leads to win. This town I used to know, where your hand fit mine so long ago. Now the windows whisper through the rain, and I still wait, but you never came. I walk alone where we'd once go, in the town I used to know. There's a picture of us in a faded frame, by the bar where they still call my name. But the jukebox plays a stranger's tune, and the nights feel colder without you. I see your ghost on that old park bench, where you wore my coat and we talked in French. The leaves still fall like they always did, but I swear the wind forgets the kid. This town I used to know, where the stars would shine when we lie low. Now the skies just turn to gray, and the laughter's all drifted away. The clock hands move, but much too slow in the town I used to know. Your old mailbox still leans left, with rusted hinges and a heart bereft. I pass it slow, tip my hat, like it might answer she's coming back. Some folks say I ought to leave, but roots like mine run deeper than grief. This house, this street, this worn out coat still smell like you and feel like home. This town I used to know is fading fast like a radar, but I still like that porch at night, in case you come back with the morning Yeah, I'm the last song on that old tape deck, still waiting for you at the edge of the wreck. If you ever return, if you ever walk slow, you'll still find me here. There's a tear in my hat and a crack in my soul. Been riding this fence line, getting too old. The jukebox is playing our favorite song, but you ain't been here in so damn long. The porch light's still on, though you ain't coming back. Your name's carved deep in this old wood shack. I talk to the wind like it understands, but it just rolls past through the red dirt land. Old boots and broken dreams, that's all I've got and all it seems. You took the sun when you walked away. Now I'm stuck here with yesterday. These hands are calloused, this heart's worn thin, but I still can't stop wondering where you've been. Just old boots and broken dreams again. The dog still waits by the creaky door, like he don't believe you're gone for sure. And I just sip on this bitter brew, trying to drown the ghost that looks like you. Old boots and broken dreams, that's all I've got and all it seems. You took the sun when you walked away. Now I'm stuck here with yesterday. These hands are calloused, this heart's worn thin, but I still can't stop wondering where you've been. Just old boots and broken dreams again. Maybe someday I'll find the grace to stop looking for your face in every bar, in every town, but that train ain't slowing down. Final boots and broken dreams, walking alone through faded scenes. Your memory burns like a kerosene flame, and I got no one but myself to blame. The fire's gone, but the embers gleam of old boots and broken dreams. Yeah, just me. Old boots and broken dreams. I've walked more miles than I can count, but through quiet towns that time forgot, with dust on my boots and a heart worn thin, chasing shadows of what might have been. She said, stay a while, but I was born to roam. I traded her love for the great unknown. Now every bottle I hold to my lips whispers her name in the burning sips. Dust and whiskey, that's all I've got. A lonesome tune and a love I lost. The road don't care, it just rolls on by. whiskeyed right beneath the stranger's sky. Dust and whiskey and a cowboy cry. The wind still howls through these canyon walls, like it's telling tales of every fall. I play my song on an old steel string for the ghost of dreams that didn't mean a thing. Dust and whiskey, that's all I've got. A broken heart and a coffee pot. No silver, no gold, just worn out jeans, and the memory of what love once means. Dust and whiskey and silent scenes. I saw a church with a broken bell, and an old man talking about heaven and hell. He said, son, we all leave tracks in the sand, but some fade fast and some still stand. If I could turn back that desert sun, I'd go where her arms weigh more than a gun. But the West keeps calling, cold and wide, and there ain't no home for this kind of ride. Find it, whiskey, they never lie. They don't promise, they don't cry. Just the truth in every line I write. Underneath this lonely starlit night, dust and whiskey, my last goodbye. So if you find a road where the wild winds hum and a song down where the cliffs kiss the restless tide, where gulls cry low and secrets hide, there stands a tower of brick and flame, and I, the man without a name. They call me keeper, that's all they know. I light the lamp when the cold winds blow. Been here since I was 23. Now the sea and I, we speak silently. My daddy kept this post before, till one night he walked out the door. Never came back, just left his coat and a journal full of sailor's notes. Mama begged me not to stay, said love won't wait where the salt spray lays. But I swore to him on storm-worn stone I'd keep this light till God called me home. I am the keeper of the light. In the darkest fog I burn it bright. No woman's hand, no child's face, just waves and stars and empty space. But somewhere out beyond the night, she still remembers the keeper of the light. Her name was June, from Chapel Bay, eyes like dawn and hair like May. She brought me bread, she stayed till fall, and left when I refused her call. I watched her walk that winding road, a suitcase full of dreams untold. She wrote me once from Tennessee, but I never wrote her back. You see, the years watch her lost to wind and night. No songs, no suns, no wedding ring, just foghorns moan and seabirds sing. But if she dreams beneath moons wide, perhaps she sees the keeper of the light. A storm will come, I always know. The shutters bang, the waters grow. But every soul that sails these coasts, I guide them safe like guiding ghosts. Now I'm old, my beard turns snow, my hands are stiff, the flame burns low. They'll send some boy with satellite eyes. That old radio still sits on the shelf, playing songs I used to sing to myself, crackling like fire on a winter's night. Takes me back to when things felt right. You dance barefoot in the kitchen light, hair all tangled, eyes burning bright. We didn't have much, but the love was true, and the world was just me and you. And I hear it playing, soft and low, takes me places only we know. That old radio knows my heart, every tune tears me apart. It plays our song around midnight slow, like you're still here, like you won't let go. I pour a drink, take it real slow, just me and that old radio. The station fades when the storms roll in, kinda like you did back then. Didn't say goodbye, just slipped away, like a whisper that forgot to stay. Neighbors moved and the town grew cold, gas pumps gone and the diner sold. But this chair still creaks the way it did when I held you close and kissed our kids. And I hear it humming, soft and slow, like a ghost that don't wanna go. That old radio knows my pain, it hums like thunder in the rain. It plays Hank's voice through dusty glow, and I feel your shadow in every note. No one calls, no one knows, just me and that old radio. Sometimes I think it might give out, like the porch light when the power's out. But every night it pulls me near, like your voice still calling clear. They say time heals and the hurt will fade, but some songs time can't erase. I hear your laugh and Patsy Cline, and I rewind it one more time. That old radio plays too true, and every word still sounds like you. I keep it on 'cause I can't let go. Each melody is a thread of hope. When the night gets dark and the cold winds blow, it's me just 18 with stars in her hair, working at the diner off the county fair. He wore green and a crooked grin, told her he'd be back once the fight was thin. They danced once to a jukebox tune, under porch light shadows and a silver moon. He kissed her hand, she said, "Come home." And he promised her, "You'll never be alone." But the war don't wait for love to grow. It tears the roots we barely know. Still she wrote him every week in cursive letters, soft and sweet. Though bullets fly and distance roars, hope was in those letters from the war. She'd read the news with trembling hands, pray he'd wake in foreign lands. He'd write the nights are cold and long, but your words still make me strong. He sent a photo, torn and worn, with dusty boots and a smile half formed. Said, "When I get back, we'll build a home, a little house where fields have grown." But the war don't fight with mercy near. It steals the dreams, it feeds on fear. Still she wore that ribbon blue, kept her faith like soldiers do. Each sunrise she'd walk to the store, just waiting on letters from the war. Then one day in late July, a black car rolled, she heard her cry. Two men stepped out, hats held low, with folded flags and voices slow. But he'd left one final line behind, a note they found in a soldier's spine. Tell her I'll wait by heaven's door. She'll find me where the rivers pour. Ruby was born where the pines touch sky, in a house with rusted roofs and a lullaby. Her mama sang while shelling peas, and daddy drank the wind in trees. She learned to sew by the age of 10, hung laundry high and fed the hens, kissed a boy behind the shed, said, "One day, child, you'll wed or run instead." Ruby from the pines, wild as wind, never let the world pull her thin. She danced through storms in Sunday shoes, sang her sorrows like old church blues, through every loss and every sign. She stood tall, ruby from the pines. At 17, she wed a man with gentle words and calloused hands. But the mill took him one cold fall day and left her with a child and bills to pay. She cleaned motels and patched old coats, said prayers at night in whispered notes, taught her boy to never steal, and that some wounds time may not heal. Ruby from the pines, proud and poor, painted hope on her front porch door. She grew her garden row by row and lit her heart with what she'd know. No riches, but her soul would shine like sunlight caught in southern pines. Now the town kids call her Miss Rude. She tells old tales with coffee and truth. The girl she was still burns inside in every scar she's learned to hide. Her hands are warm, her eyes are bright. She hums old hymns in the fading light. And when her boy came home from war, she held him close, said, "You're worth more." A ruby from the pines still stands tall, through love, through fire. She braved it all. No silver spoons, no mansion gates, but she built a life the hard road makes. And when they write her name in time, let it read Ruby Heart of Pine. So raise a glass when the dusk bells chimes, for the fierce and kind like Ruby from the pines.
She was born where the red clay runs, beneath the watch of the Georgia sun. Daddy left when she was 5. Mama worked just to survive. She learned to drive that rusted Ford, planted seeds and prayed for more. Never dreamed of city lights, just prayed the rain would fall some nights.
At 17, she wore white lace. He kissed her soft and left for base. War came fast and news came slow, let her stop when winter snowed. She raised their son on borrowed land, callous palms and callous plans, sang him songs of love and grace, and kept his father's smile on his face.
And the wind still knows her name, through fields of wheat, through drought and rain. She never sought out fortune or fame, just built a life that couldn't be tamed. She walks that porch with pride and flame, and the wind still knows her name.
Years pass like a plow through dirt. Some dreams heal, some always hurt. She watched her boy grow tall and strong, taught him right, taught him wrong.
When he left for college far away, she smiled and waved, though she wished he'd stay. And every fall when leaves turned gold, she'd bake his bread and stitch his coat. And the wind still knows her name, in chimney smoke and window pane. She danced alone when no one came, but lit the fire just the
Now the barn leans low but still stands proud. The fence is worn, the crows fly loud. Her hands are wrinkled, her back is bowed, but her voice still sings clear and proud. She rocks alone in that old pine chair, with her Bible, her tea, and snow white hair. Whispers to the wind at dusk, tell him I kept his love and trust. And when her time comes, she won't fear, 'cause she's been talking to heaven for 60 years. She'll ride the breeze beyond the grain and come back home when it rains. And the wind still knows her name, through empty halls and picture frames. Her story's carved in roots and flame, in every child she helped to name. You won't find glory, gold, or clay, but the wind still knows her name. So when you pass that house of pine and hear the chimes in the kudzu vine, that's her smiling through the rain. The wind still knows her name.
She was 17, barefoot in July, with a ribbon in her hair and fire in her eyes. I was just a farm boy full of dust and dreams, with a pickup truck and holes in my jeans. We'd meet down past the barley field, where the old oak stood like a sword and shield. Carved our names in the bark so wide, swore we'd stay through the winds and tides. That old oak tree still stands today, though the bark has cracked and the skies turned gray. It don't forget like people do, it remembers me, and it remembers you. Leaves fall like the years gone by, but that old tree don't say goodbye. We danced in secret at the county fair, snuck moonshine sips and midnight stares. She dreamed of college, I dreamed of land, but dreams like rain don't always land. One September I watched her leave, with a suitcase full and tears on her sleeve. She said, don't wait, don't fade, don't pine, but my heart froze still in that moment in time. That old oak tree still knows our names, even though the town forgot our flame. Its branches creak like a mournful hymn, echoes of us carved deep within. I visit it when the dusk runs cold. That tree's the only one I told. Years passed by, I stayed and toiled, plowed the fields, worked the soil. She rode once from Baton Rouge, said she missed the stars but couldn't move. I heard she wed a banker's son, had 2 kids and a life well run, but I never loved another face, 'cause some hearts live in
Out on this land, the sky runs wide. No traffic sounds, just the evening tide. The porch light flickers when the sun goes down, and the only crowd is the stars in town. There's an old oak tree where we carved our years, your name and mine, still holding tears. You left that spring when the river rose, but this old field still feels your ghost. And the wind, it don't forget, whispers stories I can't regret. And the wind still knows my name, carries whispers through the window pane. It don't ask where you've gone or why, it just howls low under the sky. I stay behind, I take the blame, here where the wind still knows my name. The kitchen clock gave up last June, but I still hum your favorite tune. Your dress still hangs behind the door, like you just left to grab one more. Fence posts lean like tired men, and I ain't painted them since way back when. The barn door sways like it's keeping time to a song that left when you left mine. And the wind, she speaks in sighs, like a memory that never dies. Yeah, the wind still knows my name. It rolls through hills and rusts the chain. It don't judge and it won't forgive. It just reminds me where I live, with your old scarf and my old flame, here where the wind still knows my name. Now don't drive much past the hill where your shadow don't linger still. They paved the road, but I won't go. It'd break what little peace I know. I tried the bottle, I tried the prayer, but nothing heals like open air. It cuts me deep, it keeps me sane. This lonesome ground, this sacred pain. Final crows fly low, the dusk rolls in. I light a fire and pour some gin. I talk. It'd been 15 years since I left that town, with a fist full of anger and my head hanging down. Mama cried, Daddy swore, and I slammed that rusted screen door. Cedar Hill never forgives to quit. They remember every scar, every dirty trick, but I had to see the oak I carved and the gravel road that broke my heart. I came back to Cedar Hill, where the church bell rings and time stands still, where ghosts still walk the general store and love don't bar still lit with that same old glow. Tommy's jukebox plays Hank and Cole. I sat at the stool where I lost my pride and poured a drink for those who died. Ran into June at the hardware lane. She still wore that locket with my name. She said, "You look tired, like a war's been won." I said, "Some wars fight long after they're done." I came back to Cedar Hill, where the nights are cold and memories kill, where we danced till dawn in a burned out barn, then buried dreams in your daddy's farm. I ain't here for joy or thrill, just making peace in Cedar Hill. The preacher asked if I found the Lord. I said I lost him somewhere back in '04. But I still talk when the sky turns black, and he still answers, just never talks back. Mama's stone was clean, her name etched deep. I left wildflowers and didn't speak. And as the dusk sank into pine, I whispered my